Most of us aren't looking for adventure anymore. We are looking for escape. We wake up, scroll, study, work, laugh at the same memes, discuss the same political agendas, and somehow expect that tomorrow would feel different. A few months ago, while searching for the same escape, I stumbled upon Haruki Murakami. Murakami's words aren't fiction, they are strangely familiar. His characters feel like people that you've already met. Heck, sometimes they even feel like a version of yourself. And that is why I think everybody should read Haruki Murakami. Hello, this is Ashish, and today I'm going to tell you why you should check out Murakami's work. If you Google Murakami right now, you will get to know that his full name is Haruki Murakami, which is not just his pen name, his real name as well. His wife's name is Yoko Murakami. Right now, he is 77 years old. My grandfather actually died at 76, so cheers to Mr. Murakami for this one, beating my grandfather on this one. Anyways, you will find other details like what are the awards that he has won, this award, that award, blah blah blah. But that is not the actual legacy that he has left with us. His actual legacy are the books, his stories, his words, and that is what we are going to talk about today. Let's start with his first book, Norwegian Wood. I'll try to keep the spoilers as less as possible so that you can enjoy the book in its real sense if you have not read it yet. Norwegian Wood starts with a song, and that is something really peculiar about Murakami's work. His work includes references to really good music. And not gonna lie, I explored more music while reading Murakami's work than I ever did by paying for Spotify Premium for 2 years. From jazz to Beatles to classicals, Mr. Murakami's work flows like magic through all these musical art pieces. And I have enjoyed them in my own way by playing these songs on my earbuds while my eyes progress through the story. In fact, in his book Kafka on the Shore, music plays a key role in the whole story. From Oshima's choice of playing Schubert while driving his sports Miata car, or Miss Saiki's song Kafka on the Shore. It all plays a key role in the whole story. While reading Mr. Murakami's work, I never felt like that only my eyes are engaged. I always felt like there is some kind of music playing in the back of my head as well. I read Norwegian Wood while going through my own period of teenage heartbreak, so maybe that is why I found it more relatable and interesting. Besides that fact, ladies and gentlemen, I think the book offers really great perspective and point of views that can change the way you see this world. Like for me, it really changed the way how I see or perceive death. Earlier, through my own series of questioning and answering, I had come to the logical conclusion that death is the only real thing in this world. I mean, death is the only constant in this world. We all are supposed to die and cease to exist one day. Maybe Yuval Noah Harari and people that are working on immortality or immortality may not agree with me, but I think if you ask anyone in this world that what is the opposite of life, she or he is most likely to answer that death is the opposite of life. But see, this is what Murakami writes. Death exists not as the opposite of life, but as a part of it. Boom! Ladies and gentlemen, this is all I needed. It's so simplistic yet so elegant. Isn't that true that death is what gives meaning to life? Death is what completes one's life. So why fear it? Why fear death? Everybody will cease to exist at some point, and that is what will complete our lives. I'll give you a second example of how Mr. Murakami changed the way I see this world. You see, earlier, by my own series of questioning and answering, I had become quite nihilistic. Like, what's the point of this whole world? Everything will cease to exist at some point. We all will cease to exist. I will cease to exist. So what's the point of my existence? That was like a really scary thing for me. But all this fear disappeared when a character from Murakami's book said this: I want you to remember me. I want you to remember that I existed, that I stood here right next to you like this. Isn't that beautiful? We don't want to be great Nobel laureates to be remembered by the whole world to feel significant. Actually, we need that just one person to remember us. That's it. That's enough. Loneliness. The way Murakami captures urban loneliness is incredible. We all are going through it. but somehow we can't find the right set of words to talk about it, to convey these complex feelings. We all want to talk and live again, but we feel incapable to do so. In that state, we can think and know what needs to be done, but it feels like that a part of our mind, in association with our whole body, has rebelled against us. I have felt that, and some of you might have felt that as well, but I never found the right words to express this until I read about the depressing period that the protagonist goes through in the book Norwegian Wood. The only time that I came across something similar was when I watched Euphoria, the episode that dealt with Rue's depression. Murakami deals with complex emotions like he has felt them too deeply, thought about them deeply, and now wants the whole world to express these emotions using his words. This brings me to his second book, Kafka on the Shore. The first few pages of the book feel too metaphorical, but they serve the message that they were intended to deliver. The boy named Crow and the explanation that he gives to Kafka are profoundly relatable, especially for someone who has rebelled against their parents to leave home and start a new life. Very few people are able to do so, and Kafka's ambition of leaving his old life behind and starting a new life felt very. I wanted to read a paragraph from the first chapter of the book, but due to copyright issues, I will just paraphrase the whole thing so that you can at least get the essence of what I want to convey. A boy named Crow says, "You really will have to make it through that violent, metaphysical, symbolic storm. The storm that will come once Kafka leaves his house. No matter how metaphysical or symbolic it might be, make no mistake about it, it will cut through flesh like 1,000 razor blades. People will bleed here and you will bleed too. Hot, red blood. You will catch that blood in your hands, your own blood and the blood of others." Crow is quite accurate here actually. Blood in literal sense and metaphorical too. And once the storm is over, you won't remember how you made it through, how you managed to survive. You won't even be sure whether the storm is over or not. But one thing is certain. When you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person that you were before you entered the storm. See what I'm talking about? Maybe that sounded a bit too much, but mind you, this storm, this whole metaphor thing goes on to play a key role in this story. This story includes talking cats, mysteries that keep you guessing till the end, curse, fate, human connections, everything delivered in such a simplistic matter that it feels real, yet out of this world. Let me explain what I mean. This book includes ghosts, magical creatures, people that come out of existence out of nowhere, people losing their half self, pocket dimensions, God knows what. But at the core of it, it's the story of how a boy leaves behind his previous life and goes on to start a new one. Nakata. It's a character from the book Kafka on the Shore, and I really need to talk about him because this character is really precious to me, at least. In the whole story, we see Nakata as an old man, but we also get to know that as a young boy, Nakata had lost half of himself. By himself, I mean half of his ability to analyze things, maybe think, half of his shadow. Yes, he had lost half of his shadow. By that I mean his shadow appeared lighter than other people. In the starting few chapters, we do get to know about the incident how Nakata lost half of himself, but we see Nakata just as an old man who can talk to cats. Interesting thing, talking to cats. I like that. I want that ability. Yet in that state, he is the most compassionate being. Someone who does not complicate life and goes on to live a simple life. Nakata lives a simple life by getting a subsidy from the government. Sometimes I wish I had lost half of my anxious brain so that I could live that simple life. But sykes, the Indian government won't give me subsidy to live a decent life. That can only happen in Japan, man. Nakata's character taught me how I overcomplicated simple things. If something needs to be done, just do it. Don't waste time contemplating the pros and cons of your action while the opportunity window closes on your face. And the best part, Nakata could talk to cats, man. Who does not want to talk to cats? Huh? Intimacy conveyed like none other. Murakami made me realize that how detailed you can be with just words and make a person feel every touch, scent, comfort, discomfort, everything. That too with just words. Murakami's description of emotional intimacy made me realize that you can just be friends with someone without being beyond that. Murakami's work opened my eyes towards the unspeakable bond that exists between people. A bond where you can be miles apart but still feel for each other, care for each other, and think about each other. And mashallah, the friendships that he has written, man, they are the best part of his stories. Even I need a friend like Reiko, who is a crazy good musician. Even I need a friend like Hoshino, who is a lorry driver and whom I can meet on a random day and spark on an unspeakable adventure. See, my intent to talk about all these books is to tell you how unique Murakami's writing style is. You can feel everything, and nothing gets lost between the writer and the reader. He conveys every emotion by creating just the right situation and leaving enough breathing space for the reader to imagine things. Leave things to the reader's imagination. Like, most of his books are open ended. You won't find a clear cut ending to his books. Most of the mysteries are unsolved. Like in the book Norwegian Wood, we never get to know what was that pocket dimension, who was Colonel Sanders, and why the heck was Johnny Walker killing cats. None of these questions get answered. But I think that's the good part as well, because a simple introspection might give the answers to all these questions. And when discussed, I think each one of us will have a different answer to these questions. Isn't that great? Well, that is it, folks. I think I have sparked enough curiosity into you to read Murakami. Please check out his work. I think it's great. And if you are a hopeless person like me, if you feel like there is nothing left in this world, we all are screwed, then definitely you should check out Murakami's work. Till then, take care of yourselves. Bye.